Okay. Might take a little longer. Yeah. Well, we got. Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Waiting for our next commissioner to walk up here. Like this new microphone. Y'all can see we have new microphones with the button on. Okay, let's call the meeting to order and we'll start with a roll call.
Steve Brown, Allison Birch, Bill Eldridge,
Here.
Elgin Hamner, Luke Moody,
Here.
and
Okay, and then Greg Shin just showed up, so hey, Greg. And okay, now we'll go through our statement of Freedom of Information Act compliance. I'll read the statement and we can answer affirm. Affirm that I've not engaged in any prohibited discussion, deliberation, or polling regarding any item on this meeting's agenda outside of properly noticed and open meeting in compliance with Arkansas Freedom of Information Act as amended by Act 505 of 2025. So, Amy, if you would call roll on that.
Craig Baptist, Steve Brown, Allison Birch, Bill Eldridge,
Yes.
Elgin Hamner, Luke Moody,
Yes.
and Greg Shin.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll move on to the minutes from the September meeting.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as read.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Meetings minutes are accepted. Okay, let's move on to financial reports from Jordan and Mandy. Should have before you a statement of assets, liabilities, and equity as of September 30th. See those four accounts. I'm responsible for reconciling a total of $1,923,064.25. We owe to the city of Denton and to the Department of Finance and Administration $614.74 for the month of September's sales tax. Go to the next page, you'll find the A&P's E&L for the month of September. Revenue collected $19,539.51. Expenses paid out of $17,390.67 for a net income of $2,148.84. Turn to the next page, you'll see the 9 months ending 9 months ending September 30th. P&L for the A&P Commission. Total revenue collected during that 9 month period, $170,424.08. Expenses paid out of $126,080.68 for a net income of $44,344.20, which is roughly $4,500 ahead of budget. Moving on to the next page, you'll see the event centers P&L for the month of September. Total income of $83,367.44 was collected. And the expenses paid out $44,335.90. Net income $39,031.54. I recall last month on its way, and so it's a big month for the event center. When you see below the line, transfer made to savings account per month of $10,000. Turn to the following page, you'll see the 9 months ending September 30th P&L for the event center. Total revenue there, line gross profit, total revenue collected $593,097.75, and $2,000 ahead of budget. And operating expenses of $372,829.86, $40,000 ahead of budget, and it's $41,000. And you see the capital expenditures of $63,821.37 for a net income of $156,446.52, which is roughly $56,000 ahead of the game. And then below the line, you see that we made 8 months transfers of $10,000 apiece to the savings account. And from the savings account,
Operating funds collected 63,821,37, which reflects the capital expenditure just above. And last, on the following page, you'll see the focus groups elections for the month of September, 21,424.32. Final page with the focus group that's collected through 9 months in September 30th, $185,750.68. Bought self some checks for $11.10 and paid out 2 installments for the soccer complex project, $7,752.55. Net income, $87,987.03 for the focus groups share of operation.
Any questions for Gordon? Okay, we'll move on to Mandy.
At this point, we're moving back to 50% of this is large project. That left us with $1,000. 20% of this is the small budget. Section 30 balance is $90. Then 10% of this is the project. And the general operation. It is about 10% also goes into the description. It ended September over $700,000. And the center operation. It ended about $78,060. There's also a that's their savings. It ended September with $2,000. We'll go on to the next page. You'll see our collection spreadsheet. That's split up by companies. We ended the month with $181,000. That was a 45%. $173,000. At this point, we have 16 companies that are related. Of those, there's only about 3 that are restaurants, either inside, that's different.
Any questions for Mandy?
Motion to accept the financials.
Motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to funding. None. And so we'll now move to the bid and event center report from Nikki.
Okay, in front of you, you have your packet. So it covers September 11th through October 22nd. So that is 41 days. You'll notice in the last 41 days, we've had 28 events and with a total of 13,550 people, and bringing our total up to date of 1,038,439. I'm not going to go through all of these unless you have a question. I just really want to highlight since the beginning of October, those 16 days accounted for a little over 800 of that 13,000 guests. As you'll see, we've had back-to-back events. So out of that 83, I'm just 83,000, those events, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of a snapshot of the amount of money that has brought in. And all in total, those events have brought in over $60,000 into the event center. So you'll see kind of close to the bottom, you'll see that we did have a 5-day wedding celebration, which is actually 6 different events that we had. And with almost 2,500 people in those 6 events. So that was, of course, one of our largest events for the month. Rachel's going to talk a little bit what effect it had. So, does anybody have any questions? No?
Okay, thank you, Nikki.
Welcome.
Let's move on to the marketing report from Rachel.
Okay, so
Well, it's a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't want for them to miss me. As I see the things that they wishing on me. I got some brothers that outlive me. They don't tell the story, it was different with me. God's plan, God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't, but I feel good sometimes I don't. Hey, I finesse down Western Road. Hey. I go down to G.O.D. Yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside D. Yeah, wait. I make sure that Northside E. Still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah. Hey, hey. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my
Any questions for Rachel? Thank you, Rachel. Excellent presentation. Thank you. Okay, this, next is, big items of the day is the development of 114 property. Trying to think which one I should do first. Any thought on that? Okay, we'll start with the RFP on the land. As we mentioned in last month's meeting, we had put the bids out to several construction groups that are excavating groups that came in way over what our anticipated cost was. So we've met with the three bidders, I believe, and kind of told them our concerns as far as the price and what we could do to try to whittle that down. We came to the conclusion that with Garrett Excavation, that they offer the best value price. Their original bid's pretty high, but they've got it down to the price of $7 million. This is to do the dirt work and the for the RV park and also for the soccer complex. So we feel that that is a very reasonable offer. We will present that today and seek that commission for a vote to accept that offer. I'm going to let Mandy kind of explain how we're going to pay for that. So, Mandy, I gave her 20 minutes notice. So, thank you, Mandy.
So, I use the same format that we have bank account balances. And so in order to do that, I took out the encumbrances. So right now, we've already put that's $908,000. So take that out of large project check. There's also mitigation for the property that we talked about. What remains? So when you take all of that out, we have right at 1.5. And we have to also use the small project check, which right now we have 1.5 there, but we have to make one to take out the rest of the sales agency and web services. Contracts is left in here. That leaves us about 1. And then we'll have to utilize what's inside the business. Which what then that's in the sales happen. That was
Discussion.
Yeah. So I make a motion, we move forward with the purchase or the agreement with Garrett Excavating to go ahead and do the report for the soccer complex.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries. Now, the second item that we're covering is the original 35 acres that we purchased before we were able to purchase the Thomas Park that we had anticipated 3 years ago using for the soccer. So that's the 35 acres next to the CT's Center and the Mountain View Elementary at middle school. We put that out for bid last month for sale of that property. We only received one bid back, and so the bid is for $1,053,500. We originally paid for that 35 acres 3 years ago, $952,047. As part of the sale, we do have to pay half the closing costs, which we estimate to be roughly around $25. So we would roughly make for the sale of this 35 acres around $97,000. So that's very low. So take a little bit of profit. So, so sell that. Hold on. That this would, the money from this that we can our dark workshop.
Randy, we would not have enough funds if we don't sell this to fully move forward with care, correct? Because of the funds already allocated to Thomas property and to the mitigation, those would cause us to fall short if we don't sell the property. Okay.
That's correct. There. There at one school district or anything like that. And that's one thing we've always kind of thought that school would be interested in that property. Have they shown any interest at all? I know that's, they're planning on moving more stuff that way. It seems like the perfect complement to what they're doing out there, but if they don't have the funds or what.
Also, I want to make sure it's transparent. We did get an appraisal of the property, and the appraisal did come back. Granted, those things are all subjective, extremely subjective, but it was a substantial amount more than that. It was at 1.4 million is what they said. With, I just wanted that to be out there. We're still coming out making a profit, obviously, when it's a profit. So it's not like we're losing money or anything like that, but it, I was thinking leaving money on the table because we do need this money in 6 months, year, however long we take to sell the property. I just wanted that out there for transparency, so everybody would know. Yes, it did come back, but it has appreciated more than we originally. But at the same time, it's only worth 100 or $1.4 million if somebody's willing to pay. $1.4 million, and nobody did near it, so. Yeah, I just wanted that information.
Just for curiosity. But I can't know what they're planning to do with the property. Yeah, that was the other issues. You need a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept the bid to sell the 35 acres to Garrett Construction for excavating.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Yes, sir, Mayor. We need an additional motion. So, I'm correct. So,
I make a motion that Mayor Farmer is able to sign the contract at closing.
closing and also. Accept
Yes,
the project.
projects.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay. A lot of things happened and a lot of, we're excited. You know, as far as one of the things, Mayor, I'm sorry. Yes, additional. So once they get those permits, they'll roll. And we don't need a whole lot of rain. this week. Exciting times. And one thing on the soccer fields, Mayor, just a clarification, part of the dirt work on the soccer fields is they'll grade it and sod it, so soccer will be able to take place next year. I believe. See, so they'll be able to actually, we'll have soccer games out there next. That's right. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, exciting times, y'all. Okay, old business done, new business. We have a commissioner's term that is expiring, that's Elgin's. And so we put that out for, put that at a public notice for people to reapply and Elgin has reapplied. And so we're excited about that for another 20-year term. No, 40. So, so another term with this. So we need a motion from the commission to accept his application for another term and approve his, let me rephrase that, to approve his application. He was the only one that applied. And so we need to have a motion to approve his application for next.
Make a motion that we revoke. No, okay. I wasn't paid off.
So
I'm-
once this approval, we approve and it goes to the council and the council. They're approved.
I make a motion that we approve his application so it can proceed to the council to be approved by them.
All in favor? Any opposed? And that carries. Thank you. Okay, next meeting date will be, appreciate everybody, having a delayed meeting this month. We have got a lot of things done with the land and all that. So our next meeting will be on November 12th, the day after Veterans Day. And so, other than that, ready to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.